So earlier today, we actually got some new details on Fallout 76. Gamescom did just start, and they actually dropped a totally new trailer, one of those we will emerge kind of short videos that they have been showing off thus far, and then a short interview to go along with it. On Twitter, they kind of teased it as something that would be much larger than it actually ended up being, although if you actually look at what was said in the interview and in the trailer, we do get quite a few new details about Fallout 76. So in this video, I basically just want to share all of those details with you, tell you what's going to be new and changing with this game. If you guys do enjoy the content, you can leave a like or a comment down below, but with that, we'll just jump into it. So we'll start with the trailer. The big focus on this one was it was mostly around camps, or kind of the settlement building thing that you can place down in Fallout 76 and move around. We've heard a fair about this over the past, and a lot of the footage in this trailer was reused. We got no new in-game gameplay footage, but things that were verbally said or shown in the trailer were kind of new. We actually know there's a pipe coming back, in case you were really hoping for that for some reason. The chemistry station is seemingly making a return, again, in case you were really wondering about that, but something that is a bit more interesting is seemingly you're actually going to be able to craft most weapons at the chemistry station. The way it's worded in the trailer, it makes it seem like you'll actually be able to craft all the weapons from Fallout 76 at the chemistry station. In previous interviews, they've kind of touched on this, mentioning how that there's going to be way more unlockable schematics and crafting recipes in this game, whether that be through quests or just different things you can do throughout Fallout 76's Wasteland. And obviously in this particular one, they do show off the crossbow, which we did just see at QuakeCon. Another thing they actually mentioned that is particularly interesting is in order to actually craft some of these new things, you are going to be able to mine raw materials. Mining is something that we haven't heard about thus far in Fallout 76, and they actually show someone with a pickaxe physically mining, which indicates to me that it is actually going to kind of play out like that. You'll have to take out your pickaxe, go into the caves where we have seen those mole people in the past, and hit away at some rocks in order to get the valuables behind them. This seems like it is distinctively different than scavenging, where you just kind of pick up raw resources that you do find in containers or things like that. Very curious as to how it's actually going to play out, and if maybe there'll be more value because there's more steps involved with mining. Then we move on to the interview part. Again, this was super informal and very short. It was actually between Major Nelson and Pete Hines. They talked a little bit about camps. Some of the additional details they did mention were you're actually going to have a caps cost associated with moving your camp around. I'm not sure if that was actually mentioned in the past, but either way, if you don't know, in Fallout 76, after placing down your settlement, you're going to have the option to move it somewhere else. But as we do now know, there is going to be a cost associated with that move. How much it'll be, maybe it'll be determined by how far you move it or something like that, isn't really clear. He does mention how mortars are going to be making a return, so they'll seemingly be buildable just like turrets are in Fallout 76 that we've kind of seen in some of the gameplay. And although solo building is one of the main things they've shown off, there's also going to be the option to build cooperatively. And around the map, there's going to be larger settlements that you can actually build together in. It seems like that maybe not every settlement will be cooperatively buildable. So maybe at certain settlements, you just kind of build it yourself and your friends can join you in it and use some of the crafting tables, but not actually construct things. Again, that's not 100% clear, but based off the wording, that's what it seems like. But then at select locations, you actually can build more of kind of a super settlement, something that's quite a bit larger and multiple people can contribute to. This kind of going along with the theme of rebuilding America. That's kind of been the tagline for Fallout 76 throughout some of the trailers. They also do touch on how it's still an RPG in a massive world, seemingly indicating that a lot of the core components of their previous RPGs will still be there. Obviously, Fallout 4 came under a lot of backlash for the lack of RPG components, so we'll see how that pans out with this game. And this is kind of a reverse confirmation. Major Nelson jokingly said, when are you going to add the feature to play as a deathclaw? There actually was a ton of speculation as to whether or not you could play as a super mutant. There was like a comment on a past video that got a lot of attention. Well, based off his answer to that question, Pete Hines seemingly confirmed that you actually cannot play as a deathclaw, but he does say maybe we'll start with some costumes. And considering the cosmetic microtransactions coming with Fallout 76, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some kind of unique or wacky costumes coming in this game. That's something we've seen with a lot of other online multiplayer games. They spent like a third of the interview, or what seemed like a third of the interview, saying you could play Fallout 4 on Gamepass. So in case you didn't know, you can play Fallout 4 on Gamepass. Then they also go on to mention a new bundle of Fallout 76 and the Xbox One X. Basically, the Xbox One X comes with Fallout 76. It doesn't seem like it's actually going to really be a custom console. It's just a normal Xbox One X. Sometimes they have cool paint jobs on them, but not this one. but it will also include, kind of similar to some of the other bundles, 1 month free of Xbox's Game Pass as well as Xbox Live. And honestly, that was it. There really wasn't a ton of information shared, and normally I almost wouldn't even cover this. The reason I chose to was because it seemed like Gamescom was almost touted on Twitter as being more of a big reveal, like we'd actually get some hard-hitting info, and that led a lot of people to thinking there is some info out there, and I kind of want to make this video to show, hey, this is what they actually said, but also there really wasn't that much said. Like, yeah, this is all they said at Gamescom. Don't get too excited, it doesn't seem like there's that much more coming, and the new trailer, although interesting, isn't kind of crazy or new gameplay. Either way, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. This is my first video being filmed for my new apartment, so if anything's weird or wonky, hey, blame that. Either way, as always, again, I thank you all for watching. We should get back onto kind of a normal upload schedule in the coming days. This one's probably going out a little bit later, but again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Later.